Hello, my friends. This is Lenora coming to you from home. This is my little Christmas gift to you guys, or holiday gift, is some yoga from home for my friends at Silvercrest Senior Residences. And I'm hoping that not only will I get some of my regulars to enjoy this, but maybe someone who has not come to our Thursday classes yet. But would like to do that when we open up again. So just very basically, we're going to go through some parts of yoga today that include body movement. We will stay in the chair for the most part, and we'll also cover some things like meditation and breathing, which are really important in yoga. And I want to just invite you to do what seems comfortable for you today and skip anything that doesn't feel right to your body today. Since I can't be there to see you, it's a little bit different, right? So we're just going to do our best to listen to our body. And that's a big deal. If all we do is listen to our bodies, then we're doing a great job. So have a comfortable seat. I prefer a chair with no arms. Obviously, if you have a wheelchair, it has arms. If you can put them down, that's great. But if not, just work around them. And if you have a different kind of chair, anything will work. If you have to, you can do this seated on your furniture, on your couch or your living room chair, but it's not quite as supportive as a folding chair or a kitchen chair. So if you haven't done this before, just take some time to watch a little bit and then join in. And because we're recording, you can play parts over again or skip over parts if you want to. So this will give you some freedom in your practice that we will continue until further notice. So I'm hoping, of course, that in January or at least February that Silvercrest's isolation will be lifted and we'll be able to have people come in and work with you guys again. And until then, if it lasts any longer than that, I will just do another one for you, okay? And I also promised Vanessa that I would give you some kind of handout after class today. So maybe we'll call it, 5 things you can do to stay mobile, or 5 things you can do to relax, or something like that. So I'll have something prepared for you later on, pretty soon this week, okay? So let's first of all just welcome to everyone. I wish I could see you again, but I can imagine you there. And I'd like you to come into your comfortable seat today. So whatever that may be, feet firmly on the ground if possible, feeling that connection with the earth. Sit bones firmly on the chair. And maybe instead of resting too far back, we're going to lift up just a little bit, nice and tall in our spine, lifting our head towards the sky. Find a comfortable position for your hands. If you're comfortable, you can close your eyes. If not, please don't worry about it. You may look downward just to limit the distractions around you, but any position works for this. We're just going to do a little centering or grounding here. Letting go of what's already happened in your day and what has yet to happen. In this position, we're going to do our present moment meditation. Present moment meditation is just a way to clear away what's already happened and to remove from our thoughts things that have yet to happen and be present in this very moment. It's easier said than done. So we know that our mind spends a lot of time kind of rehashing things that have already happened and thinking about a better way we should have handled that, or wishing that that didn't happen. And our mind also spends a lot of time worrying about what if, and what might happen in the future and how we'll handle that. And while looking back and looking forward is very healthy as human beings, it's also, it can be a little bit too absorbing. So if we think about what's happened in the past already with regret, then that's not doing us any good. If you're looking to the future with fear, anticipation, worry, that's not very good either. So let's try and clear that out. Let's pretend in our left hand we have everything that's already happened to you in your life, things that happened 5 minutes ago, 5 years ago, whatever it is, all those things just settling down to our sides. We're going to kind of brush them away or maybe hold on to them and then with a deep breath out, let them go. Whatever symbolizes release to you. And then on our right side, in our right hand, we might hold on to things that have yet to happen. This is what's coming up in 5 minutes, what's coming up in 5 years, 5 days, 5 weeks, and letting that go as well. And when we clear the past and the future from us, we are face to face with what is at this very moment. What is our body on the chair, our feet on the floor, our spine nice and tall. What is our breath coming in and out. Take a moment to notice it. How is it feeling today? Is it short, long, rough, smooth, deep, shallow? Whatever it is, please just accept it the way it is right now. Focusing on my breath coming in and my breath going out. If you start to wander in your mind, please come back to your breath. My breath coming in, my breath coming out. This is my breath on my inhale. This is my breath on my exhale. Remembering whatever pace is there for you today is perfect. We're not trying to change anything. We're just trying to notice what is, what's there today. Doesn't that feel great to just give yourself a moment to be with yourself? Let's blink our eyes open if they are closed. Begin with a nice deep breath in, using your arms, lifting up towards the sky. Remember, you're going to your point today. Bending elbows is fine. If you're reaching overhead, that's fine. If that's not accessible in your shoulders today, please just come where it's comfortable for you. On our exhale, we're going to flip our palms downward and drop our arms down towards our sides. This also releases our shoulders away from our ears. And on our next inhale, bringing the arms up once again to wherever you had them. And exhaling, pushing them away. One more time, lifting up. And one more time, exhaling all the way out to the edges of the room. Let's bring our shoulders into a nice smooth circle. Doesn't matter how big or how small today, or how fast or how slow. We're using our judgment. What does our body say it wants to do? Let's go the other direction. Nice, and then let them come all the way down towards the floor. With our inhale, we'll bring our shoulders up to our ears. And on our exhale, release. Inhale, tightening up all the way to the sky with your shoulders. Exhale, let it go. Do that a couple of more times until we feel relaxation in the arms. You can sigh it out. with a little noise. That's okay too. One more time in, one more time out. Really letting go, letting the tension go out of our shoulders and neck where we like to hold on to a lot of tension, right? Let's move into the neck a little bit, bringing one ear down to the shoulder, towards the shoulder. So we're not raising our shoulder to meet the ear, we're dropping our ear towards the shoulder. And as you get heavier, pretending you have a heavy earring on, you're going to feel a stretch in the opposite side of the neck. Feel free to give yourself a massage here or a little bit of warmth from your hand, or just leave it where it is. Whatever feels good to you. Now let's bring the bring the chin down to the chest, and we'll roll it very gently and slowly over to the other side until we feel our other ear dropping down towards the shoulder. And feel that nice long stretch in the opposite side of our neck. Again, feel free to give it a warm hug with your hand. Feel free to give it a little massage, or feel free to just leave it alone and let it open up on its own time. Bring the chin back down to center, nice and easy. We're rolling over the first shoulder one more time. And then coming down chin to chest and rolling over the other shoulder. Bring it back down to center, nice and easy, and then roll it up gently all the way up towards the sky. We'll bring our hands up to the sky once again, and we're going to move into our sun salutation. So before we do that, let's bring our hands into our heart and tap gently on that sternum. This is your breastbone right here, part of your rib cage. And when we tap gently, we're helping the immune system kind of reactivate, regroup, reset, which of course is so important for anything we can do for our immune system to keep us strong and healthy and vibrant throughout our winter months especially. And bring it to stillness right into our heart. Feel that connection that we have to that inner self, the beautiful light that lives within us. And we'll begin our sun salutations by opening our legs up just a little bit so we have enough room to come forward. Our first move in sun salutation is mountain pose. Arms up again, wherever they end up is perfect, reaching towards the sky. And our exhale brings them out to the edges of the room and a gentle forward fold. Now remember here, if it bothers your head or behind your eyes, to drop your head completely down. It's not necessary to do that. You can keep your back in a relatively straight line, and this is your forward fold. So maybe you have access to touch the ground or touch your toes when you're in your forward fold. Maybe you're just a little bit forward. All of this does not matter. This is your body and what your body's telling you it feels comfortable doing, okay? So please remember that. I remind you every time when we're together, but I also have to remind you when I'm far away. So I just want to keep that message in the front of your mind. This is for your body. So if you have any contraindication, something that does not feel right, please come out of it, have a seat, relax, come back to a neutral position, and then join us when you feel ready, okay? So, sorry about that. Inhale all the way up to the sky. Exhale is our forward fold, so bring it on down just as far as you feel comfortable. On your next inhale, hands come onto the thighs, and we lift up into sort of a straight back. And then we exhale, we round it all the way down and let the head come down towards the earth. Let's try that again. Inhaling, straightening the back, not coming all the way up, just making it straight. And then exhaling, releasing the belly muscles, letting everything fold forward. On our next inhale, we're going to tuck the chin and we're going to stack the spine all the way up, one vertebra at a time, stacking until we come up to a nice tall seat again, bringing the arms up again and exhaling all the way forward again. We do a lot of repetition in yoga. There's many reasons, but one of them is that our body starts to build the memory. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, of these healthy movements that it can do at any time. Roll up, stacking the spine. So I'm going to pull the belly in, lift up, stacking one vertebra on top of the next until we come all the way up to the sky. And we bring our hands together one more time. Exhale to your forward fold, all the way down, top of head reaching down towards the ground if that's comfortable. Inhale to your halfway lift. Here's where we straighten the back a little bit. Exhale, coming forward again. Inhale, stack the spine, coming all the way up to the sky. Arms reach up as well, and this time we're going to drop one hand down, hold onto the chair if you like, and reach the top arm over. So our weight is moving a little bit to that side, not enough to lift up off the chair, just enough to move and start to feel a beautiful rounded side body here. So again, top arm can be anywhere here that feels good. The more open it is, the more further back it is, the more of a stretch you're getting, but that may not be necessary for you today. Maybe you want a really gentle stretch for the side body without involving the arm. And so that's fine. You can just come over this way and not even have the arm active, okay? So what we want is a side body stretch here, and opening up to the heavens. Inhale, up to the sky, all the way up, and we're coming over to the other side. Again, maybe whatever you did on the first side, or maybe something different. Maybe this side feels different. Maybe this side you want to be more open. Again, you're not lifting your hip up off the chair. You're sturdy on the chair. That top arm is reaching over, making a beautiful arc in your side body from your fingers down to your hip. On our inhale, we come all the way up again, and we're coming to the first side again. So bringing it over, maybe you go a little further, maybe you don't, doesn't matter. You can use it as a way to increase your stretch, but you don't have to. You can just come back to where you were before. Inhale, lift up to the sky, and the other side coming over, leaning into that side, opening up in that side body, and lifting back up to center, nice and easy. Arms come up once again to the sky. We're going to go through our sun salutation again, forward folding, all the way down, top of head towards the ground. Feel the back stretch here. Inhale to your halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. Exhale to your forward fold again. Inhale, lift up nice and easy, stacking, stacking, stacking the spine all the way up. Arms reach up to the sky. And this time we'll go to the side, but with both arms coming down. So arms come down, they can come all the way. You can hold on to your opposite thigh, and you can hold on to the back of your chair if you like. And we're going to do a gentle guided twist. So we start where we don't feel hardly anything as a twist. And on our exhale, we're going to twist just a tiny bit more to the side. So start to feel this engage in your torso. If you're sitting and slouching, it's really hard to do. So the taller you can sit, the better. And on our next exhale, we're going to twist just a tiny bit more, tiny, tiny, tiny. And I want you to pull in the belly as you exhale so you can feel this working your entire core. Nice and tight here in your side body. And then when you're ready, let's inhale back to center. Come to neutral. Maybe take a moment with your shoulder circles to just get back in your straight line before you come to the other side. Arms reach up to the sky. We'll cross over to the opposite side. Again, use your hand behind if you like. Use your arm to press the outside of the thigh. The first inhale and exhale are very, very gentle, hardly a twist at all. The next inhale brings us taller, and our exhale brings us just quarter of an inch a little bit further to the back. Inhale once more all the way up. Exhale, pull the belly muscles in and twist around, gently looking over the shoulder. And then come on back softly to center. Find your neutral position again, where your spine is straight once more, not twisted anymore, and do your little shoulder circles. Just reinforce that straight neutral line, okay? So first one we did was over to the side. This is the side body stretch, opens the side body, one of the ways that our spine moves left and right. And the other one is a twist, so very different movements of our spine. We're going to sort of incorporate them. We're going to lift up with our inhale, and on our exhale, we're going to bring our arms down. Right hand crosses to left leg, or left hand crosses to right leg. Whatever you do, just cross it over. And then inhale, both arms come up. And we exhale to the other side, twisting over to the other side. Remember, when we cross our body with our arms or our legs, we're doing that activation and connection of our left and right brains. So it's helping us a little bit with coordination, with our thinking process, all the way up to the sky, and then let's bring them all the way out to the edges of the room once more. We'll bring our legs back together for a moment. We'll move to our warriors in just a minute. But before we do that, I want to just take inventory. Take a moment to sit and just notice where you feel anything in your body, any sensation in your body. We don't have to label it good or bad. Just notice what part have you been moving, what part have you been activating. And hopefully it does feel good and it feels like you're a little bit loosened up. Let's move into our hips. We haven't really done anything for our hips yet. So in yoga, we do, or in our yoga class that we do on Thursdays, we have an option of doing this seated or standing. So what this is a hip circle. I'm going to press down nice and long in my so-called standing leg, and I'm just going to lift the other one up. And I want you to feel it just moving in the socket. If it's tiny, that's great. If it's big, that's great. It doesn't matter. Just getting things moving a little bit. And then let's go in the opposite direction. So the actual hip is moving, not necessarily your bottom of your leg or your foot or anything like that. You are moving that hip in the socket as smoothly as you can. If you feel it a little bit in your thigh, that's good. Means you're working your muscles. Then bring it on down nice and easy. Notice the difference between left and right. And then lift the opposite leg up. You can hold on if that helps you here, or you can let your arms relax, whatever works. And again, we're going into hip circles on the other side. So remember, we always talk about this in class, that your left side and your right side sometimes don't have much in common. That's okay. You may have had, go the other way, you may have had an injury, an operation, whatever, on your hip, your shoulder, whatever, and it makes us sort of different on each side. That's okay. In my yoga class, we want to just work to the edge of each side. So it may be different on your left and right, and that's okay. We're going to take the range of motion of our left and right separately and do what feels best and what works for each side. Let both legs come down. Just maybe notice a difference between each one. We're going to roll onto our tiptoes. So if you have a soft shoe on like I do, you'll roll up even more. If you're doing this at home and you can take your shoes off, that's even better. So getting the full range of motion of our legs, rolling up onto tiptoes, and then pressing them down and actually trying to lift the ball of the foot, the toes. So we're rolling up and rocking back, rolling up and rocking back. Just working the calves a little bit. Nice. Let's let that go for a moment. Bring one leg out and do some circles with the ankle. Remember, our feet and ankles are so important for our balance. They're our foundation. And so we have to keep them as mobile as we possibly can. Go the other way. So if you're doing this, it might take some time to keep that still and go way down into the toes and make the foot rotate, not so much the knee or the hip. Go in both directions. Then let that one go. Other one comes out. Now, if you want a little more on your core, you can do this together, lifting both, but it's not mandatory. Okay, so we can do one at a time or both. The other way we sometimes do this, go the opposite way with the second leg now. The other way we sometimes do this is we cross our leg over. If this is accessible to you, great, because you can get an added hip opener in this pose, okay? So crossing over, we feel our hip open up. Then we can take our hand and actually maneuver our ankle around, almost like getting a massage or getting it worked on by someone else. You can go in both directions this way as well. If this is not accessible to you, then you keep them down on the ground and you do them wherever your leg goes, okay? Cool. Let's do the same thing with our hands because they're kind of related. They always remind me of each other. If I'm doing my hands, I'm remembering to do my legs. Just going to make some wide circles here, and then we'll go the opposite way. We'll place one hand in front of us like we're saying stop, and we'll take the other hand and gently pull the four fingers back behind towards you, towards your face. Just enough to feel a nice opening in that wrist and the palm. Not enough to hurt. Okay, other arm comes out saying stop, and then we pull it gently back with the opposite hand. Make sure you're still breathing here. Come on back to center, let the arms go for a moment. So just a quick reminder, we're breathing throughout. If you're doing something and you're holding your breath, it might be because you're just not paying attention. So when we're working on something, sometimes we hold our breath, and that's normal because that's how our brain works. Like, oh, I can't breathe, I have to think about this one thing. But then as we go, I want you to start reminding yourself, or I should keep reminding you, that it's time to get your breath going as well. So let's just see where that breath is right now, kind of halfway through, or maybe a little bit more than that. Again, taking inventory, just a little assessment. How does my body feel? Where do I feel some sensation? Great. And then gently blink your eyes open. And we're going to continue, but we're going to take a pause and do some, a little more exercise with our breath. So in yoga, we've done this one before. This is alternate nostril breathing. And it's a little tough to get right away. So if you don't get it right away, don't get frustrated. Simply leave your hands down on your lap and do mindful breathing. Just be aware of your breath coming in, coming out, going out, coming in, going out. That's all this, it's conscious breathing, okay? So it's great if you can do the plugging of the nostril, but you don't have to. We're going to start with the two-handed thing today. And I'm trying to remember if you're looking at me, if my left is your left, or I don't know, I can't remember. So I'm going to say left and right, and I'm going to pray that I get it right. Start with your right hand. You can do it with your thumb, is a nice way to do it. When I say block your nose, I don't mean press in really hard so that when you let go, it feels stuffy. What I like to do is just gently place the thumb, the pad of the thumb, right underneath the nostril. I'm not squeezing at all, I'm just blocking it, okay? So when I have that blocked with my right hand, I'm breathing in to my left nostril. Nice. Now I'm going to plug off the left nostril and breathe it out through the right. Now stay right there. Breathe in through the right. Plug it off and exhale through the left. Breathe in left. Plug left, breathe out right. Breathe in right. Plug right, breathe out left. Breathe in left. Plug left, breathe out right. Breathe in right. Plug right, breathe out left. Okay, let's take a moment. We're going to talk about why we did that. Several different reasons. One is that our nostrils are always different. One is more closed and more open all the time. And this is a good exercise to get them kind of balanced and breathing in and out evenly on both sides. We know also that our breath is, that our brain has two sides, left and right, and that the more we do to make them work together, the better. That's why we do our crossing exercises to connect left and right brain. And that's why we do our breathing in and out through our left and right nostril to connect those two parts of the brain. So they're like communicating, they're talking to each other. And that's when we're at our best in our body and our mind. So those are two reasons you might want to do that breath. It's a nice focusing breath. It's the way if you have to sit down and do a task, it's a nice way to start that transition by doing a few moments of that back and forth breath. If you forget which one it is, you don't want to watch the video again, simply relax the body, close the eyes, and breathe mindfully and consciously in and out. Noticing my in-breath all the way to the top, my out-breath all the way to the bottom. Don't rush it, let it go on its own. Inhale, breathe in. Exhale, let it go. Okay, preferably through the nostrils on both. After we do that exercise, sometimes you need to blow your nose. I should have told you to get a tissue first. Sometimes you need to blow your nose because you actually loosen stuff up in your head, which is great, which is a great clearing exercise for your body, okay? Okay, back from our breath, we're gonna go a little bit further now into our warrior poses. And we'll do warrior in a chair today, and several different options here as far as how wide you want your legs to go. So number one would be sitting back. We'll just turn our right leg out, turn the toe out towards the side wall, and bend the leg. Left leg can place on the bottom with more of a straight knee. This would be a gentle warrior start in your chair, okay? And your arms would come out like this. Let's do one like this. Now, reach out over your bent leg as far as you can. This is that shift in the torso again. You're sliding over to that side. We'll place our bottom arm down onto that right knee and lift the top one up to say hello to the sun. Maybe even a full reach over, and then lift it back up. Let that arm lift your whole body up. Arms come out to warrior arms. And this time our left hand goes down our left leg, and we reach back once again in a nice side stretch for your right side. Lifting up with your inhale, nice and easy, bring hands back down to center. Let's do that one with the left side with this kind of neutral position, or sort of like a soft seat. So we're not doing anything really strenuous with our legs. We're going to bend that left knee now, turn the toes out towards the far wall, straighten the right leg as much as it wants to go. Arms out into warrior pose, not up to the shoulders, try to relax it down. Slide up, slide along over to the left, and drop your bottom arm down. You can place it on your thigh and lift the top arm all the way up, opening into that arch in your side body. On your inhale, lift up nice and tall. Bring your hand down your straight leg and lift up and reverse your warrior. Inhale up to the sky, arms come out, legs come back together. This is a perfect start for your warriors. If this was perfect for you, then keep going, sitting exactly the way you are. If you feel like you need and want a little bit more, come a little bit further onto the edge of your chair. This is just going to get our legs to come into a wider position. So we'll turn our right leg again. Okay, and this time I have room to extend my left leg. I even have room to bring it back behind me a little bit if I want to. So I'm still steady on my chair. I'm not leaning, I'm not falling off my chair, but I have a lot more weight in my legs. Okay, so arms are going to come out. And once again, we're going to slide over that knee. And this time, if you want to, bring your arm down towards the earth. Push against that thigh, open it up, and bring the top arm up to the sky. Nice. So this is heaven and earth, right? Reaching down to the earth, touching the sky at the same time. Lifting up back into your warrior arms, slide your hand down your back leg, lean back a little bit. You can look up or keep your neck neutral, whichever works for you. Try and keep that knee in line with the toes and come on back to center once again. Arms come out and we drop them down to our sides. Gently work your legs back. They were open, they were quite extended. So now we want to gently bring them back to neutral. And this time we want to sit forward again and bring our left leg out for our bent leg and our right leg out as far back as you want to go, okay? Hands come out nice and long. We slide over to the left leg. And this time we'll bring our arm down. Remember, if you're doing the first version, your arm can rest on your thigh, lifting your top arm all the way up to the sky, so in opposite directions, from your heart going to the earth and the sky at the same time. Inhale, lift up nice and easy. Hand comes down to the leg, and we come back nice and gentle, all the way back into a gentle arch in the left side. Come on back to center, both arms come out. Gently bring the legs back together, nice and easy. Help them with your hands if you like. And our final warrior option is to do one more set, either where you are in your chair, so sitting not very spread open, sitting on the edge of your chair quite spread open, or you can give it a try standing up. So my head's gonna disappear for just a moment, but I'll be right back. So on your chair, I recommend you use the chair to start at least wide-legged. We're going to open up that first leg. So again, the right leg, and bend the knee over the heel. Okay, so ankle and knee are in a line. This toe is pointing towards the wall. This toe is pointing straight ahead in our straight leg, okay? Coming out from the hip. We're going to both look forward Reach your arm all the way out and place it down wherever you want to. Here's a great place to use your chair if you feel a little wobbly, okay, or your counter, whatever you're using. And then come up to the sky with that top arm. And bring it back nice and easy. We're doing our reverse warrior. Slide the hand down the straight leg and bring the top arm up. This one doesn't go as far, okay, in this direction, but you do want to try and keep that bend in the knee, okay? Coming back to center to neutral, bring the hands down and straighten the legs. Turn both toes either forward or slightly out and bend in both knees just a tiny bit, just a tiny little dip. Okay, coming back to neutral in the hips. This time we're turning our left leg out for the other side and our right foot is facing forward and we lean into that left knee. Even if you just do this, this is plenty. I mean, this is very good for your legs. So you don't have to go any further than this. If you do this a couple of times, you'll feel it in your leg and you'll strengthen them, sorry. Arms out, reaching over to the bent knee, dropping the arm down. Remember, use the chair anytime you need to. Top arm up to the sky. Bend a little more into that front knee. Good. And then lift it up, slide it down the long leg. And reverse your warrior. Keeping in mind that front knee still needs to be bent. Good. And then come on back to center. Use your chair, again, any way that you like. And you can straighten your legs and you can heel toe them back together. And notice the difference maybe in your left and right hip. Any way that you practice your warriors is perfect. You can work up to a different version or you can always do the same. It really, really doesn't matter. It's totally up to you. Remember, you're listening to your body. Looking at the time one more time. Okay. So speaking of listening to our body, let's take a moment. Place the soles of our feet back down onto the ground. Place your hands wherever they feel comfortable. Take a little inventory once again. How does my body feel? Am I listening to my body? Am I doing what it recommends? Am I pushing it further than it needs to be today? Can I be happy where I am at this very moment? Just notice your breath. Notice your heartbeat. Filling yourself with gratitude for being alive. I was thinking today about the idea of adoring and appreciating my body. And it occurred to me that we're like, when we're babies, we are all consumed with our body. It's like amazing, right? We discover our hands, and they fit in our mouth. And then we discover our toes and our feet, and they're amazing, and they might fit in your mouth too when you're a baby. And all of that is just, you can just see the awe in them, like the delight that they are so amazed and appreciative of this part of this body that they're in, and they're just discovering it. I don't know when that feeling goes away, but I know that as we age, we begin to sometimes feel differently about it. Our bodies, that is, and sometimes don't appreciate the amazing vessel that we've been given. And sometimes there's good reason for not appreciating it. It's giving us pain or discomfort. But deep down, that same little body, that squishy little body that discovered its hands and its feet, it's still there. It's still our body. And that little person maybe is still there that says, wow, how amazing that I can do this with my hands, or that I can do this with my legs, or that this body's carrying me around still. So I just wanted to throw that out there because it came to me today, and I thought I could use a little more of that childish attitude sometimes. Just sit back and be in awe instead of always trying to fix something or change something. So speaking of keeping our bodies as mobile as they can be, I'd like to do our little arthritis exercise for our fingers. This is a challenge. We're going to start with 2 fingers. And remember, due to whatever circumstances, one hand may be more cooperative than the other. If that's the case, you can do this one at a time. It looks pretty simple. It's not that easy. We're gonna do walking through the yellow pages all the way forward, and then walking all the way back, one foot, so to speak, in front of the other. I don't know if you remember those dolls, but they were paper dolls where you put your fingers through and made them the legs. And that's what this reminds me of, okay? So what we wanna do is keep our fingers and our hands as mobile and dexterous as possible. I think that's a word. And the way we do it is sometimes by isolating the fingers and challenging them to work on their own. Okay, let's move now to the middle finger and the ring finger. Now this is a bit harder. And of course, you may have other, injuries or experiences that make this not possible for you. And that's totally okay. Do what you can. And if it ends up being super slow, that's okay. If you need to kind of move one finger in front of the other, that's okay. Now we'll move into ring finger and pinky. So this looks a little goofy. We're just placing one in front of the other. It's kind of like crab walk or something. I don't know. But that little finger doesn't do as much as the others sometimes. So we have to work to strengthen it forward and back. Maybe you want to do that a little bit more. Now, if you start to feel this in your arms, that's good. It means that you're working at it. That's cool. Because obviously the muscles you need to move your arms up, your fingers, travel all the way up. So you have to use your whole arm to do this. And then bring it on back. Now we're gonna go to a sort of weird one. It's a rocking one. Thumb in, pinky out. So we're sort of just walking forward, little claw or paw or whatever it reminds you of is totally okay. Doesn't have to look anyway. And then bring it on back. And the last one we're gonna do is just a fun one. It's like a little pinch. So you're gonna walk your first finger forward, then you're gonna catch up with your thumb. First finger, thumb, first finger, thumb, first finger, thumb. Little inchworm it reminds me of, I don't know why. Okay, go a couple of times. Good. And then bring the hands down to relax. So move the fingers however you like, shake gently, and then you can get a little more vigorous if you want, just to get those fingers feeling warm and happy again. Let's warm up the hands by rubbing them together, making some heat here. And then placing them over on your heart, one of my favorite mudras or positions for your hand. One down on top of your heart and the other one over, and see if you can feel that warmth almost penetrate deep down inside of you. This is a hand position that I use for gratitude. So while we're here, maybe pressing gently into your chest, feeling that warmth. Find a moment to be grateful for, something to be grateful for right now. Let that feeling, whether it's a tiny gratitude or a big one, something little, something huge, just let that reach into your heart and spread the warmth as if it's covering or extending through your whole body. See how that feels to sit with your gratitude. Whether it's gratitude for your body, for your yoga class, the moment, for your home, whatever it might be, for your family. And imagine if we could radiate this gratitude all the way out into the world. So if it could burst through the confines of our body and spread out so that everyone we met could feel our gratitude, what would that feel like? So I don't know if you can hear it, but my heat came on. So it's kind of noisy here. I'm hoping you can still hear me. I will check it out before I send you the tape for sure, but hopefully you can hear me okay. Sorry, it's chilly out today. have one of our cooler days today. Okay, let me see if we got to pretty much everything that I wanted to. I think most of it I did get to cover. And hopefully we feel like we're kind of warmed up and loose in all the areas of our body. So let's sit forward on our chair for just a moment. And we're going to do a nice big muscle exercise. We're going to lean forward and make a big circle with our head on the ceiling. So coming back as far as you like. In fact, when you come back, maybe you feel your belly muscles tighten a little bit. That's really good for your core. And we're just going to make the widest circle that is available to us today. Doesn't mean it has to look like anyone else's. And then let's go the opposite direction. And then come to your comfortable seat once you feel even with both sides. And we'll come into our final meditation and our final breathing exercise. I think just for fun, let's go over the alternate nostril breathing again. If you prefer something else, of course, just go ahead and take something else. Just breathe mindfully for a few moments. It's all good. But just a little refresher, because as you get more comfortable, this becomes easier. At first, it's really hard, like in left, out right, in right, out left, but it becomes very, very natural as you practice it. There's another position you can use for your hands if you don't want to use both your hands. And that involves holding your two fingers down, your these fingers down. It's a little tricky. And then using your thumb and your ring finger as your nose plug. Okay, going back and forth. Also, a little bit easier, you can put your two hands on your forehead and go back and forth this way. That one's really comfortable for me. So, and you can also do it with your two fingers. It doesn't matter, but it's just something if you want to try it, you can try it. And if it doesn't feel comfortable today, try it again. Like I like to say, give it, give it a couple of weeks and try it maybe twice a week, 3 times a week, whatever. And then assess, because the first time we try something, a lot of times our body is very reluctant to do it. And it takes a little of that getting used to in order to make it feel natural. So just a piece of advice. This works for yoga and lots of other things too. So let's begin. I'm going to use the two fingers on the forehead and just rotate the thumb and the ring finger. You guys pick whatever you like. We're going to start with, well, let's start by taking a nice deep breath in and out. Even breath. Now, plug the right nostril and breathe into the left. Take your time. Plug the left and breathe out through the right. Stay here and breathe in through the right. Plug right, exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Once more in. Once more out right. And let it go. Let your hands rest wherever you feel comfortable. Let your eyes close if that's a comfortable position for you today. Now this is our final meditation, and sometimes in yoga we actually take this time to relax on the floor in Shavasana. Another option would be just to sit in your chair and relax. And the third option would be to sit in a more comfortable piece of furniture, because this is truly a letting go exercise. So if you have the means to sit on your couch or even lie on your couch, if you're comfortable doing that, or on your bed, you're fine to do that. If you prefer to just sit in your body, go ahead, or sit in your body. Sit in your chair, go ahead and do that. But I find it's easier to give yourself a little bit of slack here. So maybe lean back a little bit. Let your arms go. Let your feet be soft. And imagine a heaviness going into your feet and your legs. Find that adoration for those parts of your body. Your amazing feet, your fabulous legs, all the places they have brought you. All the places they've allowed you to see, experience. And let them soften and relax down into the earth, being absorbed by the earth, no effort. Breathing in, I'm aware of my feet and legs, and breathing out, I'm filled with gratitude, appreciation, adoration for my feet and legs. Now slowly bring your attention from your legs into your spine, from your tailbone all the way up through the middle of the back, through the upper back, and into the small muscle, up to small bones in the top of your neck. And at the bottom of your neck. The little ones up here before they get to the skull, okay? And imagine a softening of the spine. So I'm melting a little bit down into our seat or on our relaxed back position. Feel the spine soften and be supported by the chair or the surface underneath you. Breathing in, I'm aware of my spine. Breathing out, I'm filled with gratitude and appreciation for my spine. Every movement we make is dependent upon our spine. From the moment we got up this morning, we rolled over in our bed. Think of all the ways we moved our spine today, twisting it, going side to side, and going forward and back. These are the movements that keep our spine healthy and flexible and mobile. Breathing in awareness and breathing out gratitude. Once again, thinking of some of the things that you've been able to do because of your amazing spine. Then bring your awareness into your shoulders, into your upper arms, your elbows, your lower arms, your wrists, and your hands, and even your fingertips. Let them rest heavily, either on your lap or to your sides. Breathing in, I'm aware of my arms all the way down to my hands and fingers, and breathing out, I am filled with gratitude for them. Think of something that you've created with your hands, whether it be by writing or typing, molding clay, painting, drawing, so many other things, crocheting, knitting, gardening, playing a musical instrument. It's a really big one. Bringing music and joy to people. And then even in just the people and the pets maybe that we've been allowed to hug in our lifetime, the joy that that brings us, the filling of our hearts with that feeling. Breathing in, I am aware of my arms, and breathing out, I am ever so grateful for all the things they've allowed me to do. Bring your attention to your head and your skull. If you're lying down, it's the perfect time to just let go of the tension in your head, let go of the neck holding up your head all that time. If you're seated, it may work better just to drop the head slightly forward, or just keep it in a neutral position, not quite lifted up, not quite folded down. Breathing in, I'm aware of my head, appreciative of my head, physical skull, and the important things that it holds, such as my amazing brain, my vision, my senses of smell and taste, of hearing, and of touch. Think for a moment of a beautiful sight that you have seen with your eyes, a beautiful sound that you have heard with your ears, a beautiful smell you've experienced, maybe one that brings you back years and years ago, a wonderful taste that you appreciate. A feeling of whatever it is, safety, comfort, joy. And then just notice the physical feeling of your body right now, where it is on the earth. Let it become heavy, let it be absorbed by the earth, caressed by the earth. Filled with appreciation. You're lying down. I'm going to ask you to very slowly begin to move back into a seated position. We do this by gently moving the legs towards each other and bending the knees if you're on the floor, and maybe rocking them a little bit side to side. This gets our body back incorporated again instead of separated, where it sometimes goes in meditation. Our bodies go in different parts, our mind travels differently. And now we're doing large exercises or large parts of our body movement so that we get the body back cohesively together. Okay, we're all connected again. So maybe if you're still on the floor, you want to roll to one side or on your couch and push yourself up into a comfortable seat. But please take your time and move slowly. Slowly and mindfully, okay? Best way to go. And once you're back in your comfortable seated position, we'll bring our hands into our heart once more and tap gently on the sternum. As I've told you guys before, we've talked about this before, we learned that namaste really is a greeting and it means hello, how are you? I bow to you. I bow to you. And so I usually use it in the beginning of class, and I forgot today, but we're going to make the namaste gesture anyway, and we're still going to think of these words, that the light that lives inside of me sees and honors, bows to and celebrates the beautiful light in you today. Bring our hands into our heart. I wish you peace in your thoughts, peace in your words, and peace in your heart. Thank you so much for joining me today.